a working placer gold mine and 40-acre ranch in the historic gold mining area of Canyon Creek in Trinity County, California. Located 20 miles from Weaverville in Trinity County, Northern California, this beautiful 40-acre ranch with a big modern log home and all of the amenities for year-round recreational country living includes a fully patented, permitted, and producing placer gold mining operation, the Oswald patent. This working placer gold mine has been in operation for many years. No chemicals are used in the gold recovery process. Its water-based placer mining technology has been approved and permitted by the U.S. Forest Service as being environmentally sound. Crystal clear trout streams, abundant wildlife, beautiful surrounding wilderness, and scenic views could be yours to enjoy, along with a potential 7-figure annual income available from gold production. This video will present the 100-yard assay from the Oswald placer mining operation, along with an overview of the potential for mining the seller's adjoining 160-acre claim, the Trinity 1 through 8.
My name is Cullen Thomas. I happen to be a geologist, and I'm also one of the owners of the Oswald placer mining claim, of which we're standing on at this time. You'll notice the outcrop to my left here is an outcrop of that placer, and that is where we have essentially found the gold in the placer material. This rock you see on the ground has been purposely dug and stockpiled to allow us to run the tests that we plan on running today. This ore comes from 3 different sources. We particularly chose them because we want to get close to the bedrock where the best gold is found. Now this rock here has been picked up with a front end loader and carried and placed into a grizzly. Now the grizzly is an inclined plane with a set of rails that are 4 inches apart. The 4-inch rails are at a slope, the rocks are dropped on it, the big rocks roll off, and everything that's smaller than 4 inches goes through the openings on the grizzly and into a belt feeder. Now the grizzly is our first classification. Now by classification I mean we sort the rocks according to size. And that's the secret of recovering the gold. You must classify it by different sizes so you can then recover the gold from each of the classifications. At this time we're looking at the front end of the belt feeder. Now, as the material is being run, a stack of ore about 6 to 9 inches tall is coming off of the upper belt that you see and slowly rolling onto the conveyor belt. Now the purpose of the belt feeder is to give the uniform feed, which is very important as we continue on our process of recovering the gold. The continuous feed then goes up the conveyor belt and goes into the trommel. I'm standing here next to our trommel. It's approximately 4.5 feet in diameter and some 24 to 30 feet long. The trommel is essentially an open tube, and the conveyor belt feeds the material into the opening here at the end of the trommel. As it goes in, water is injected and it starts wetting the ore. The trommel rotates, and as it rotates, it brings the rocks up and they slide back and it washes them clean of all of the dirt and the gold that's on them. Then as the material continues on down the trommel, we have a screen, about a 6-foot screen on the back end of the trommel. This screen is such that it's a 1/4 inch, and any material that's smaller than a 1/4 inch is again rewashed and forced through the screen into a rotating cone. Now, the quarter-inch minus material goes through the screen, and that's where we can catch and control about 85% of the gold we find here on our particular mining property. This is the reverse end of the trommel where all of the ore comes out. The small particles run through the quarter-inch screen into this hopper. The hopper feeds a rotating cone. This cone rotates 120 RPMs per minute with riffles in it, and the riffles are such that they catch the gold as they're slung against the outside of the rotating cone. The cone has riffles that are about a ½ inch wide, and the water goes inside the rotating cone, and the excessive water floats all of the host rock, which is actually the tails that's been known in the industry, tails over the side of the rotating cone and goes out as waste product and tails off of our quarter-inch minus rock. Now, quarter-inch minus again means that the rock is smaller than a quarter of an inch. This is the other end of the trommel, and you can see it's open with some spray bars spraying the water against the quarter-inch screen, forcing the quarter-inch rocks through the screen into the rotating cone. The material that's larger than a quarter of an inch and smaller than 4 inches comes out and comes on this shaker screen. This shaker screen vibrates up and down and sideways, and again, additional water is added, and as the water is added, the rocks that are smaller than 5/8 of an inch go through the sluice box. Now, the sluice box is the old-timey box that all of the movies show you catching the gold. It's where all of the old-timers caught all the golds in a sluice box. Well, today we know that sluice boxes are good, but the secret of recovering gold anywhere is, again, classification. Now, classifying the gold here to where it's larger than a quarter of an inch and smaller than 5/8 is a secret of making our sluice box work.